Welcome to Learn and Go Go, the podcast. Hey, welcome. I am your host. My name is Sydnee, and I'm also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go Go, How Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And I have no idea what's up with my voice. This just happened, so I'm going to pause it for 1 second. I'm going to mute this and see if that's any better. If not, we're just going to roll with it. So happy Wednesday. I'm so happy that you are here with me tonight. I see Luna Projects is here and already giving a Tatiana. Tatiana to you as well. If you are new here, Tatiana is just cheers. So grab your water, your adult beverage, your puffy, whatever you're doing, and give a cheers. And let's see who we have here tonight. All right, we have Lizzie, we have Erin. Oh, I'm so glad you like my top. Thank you. It was a gift from my oldest. I love it. I thought it would be fun for tonight. Yes, holy cow, indeed. Indeed. We're going to see how long I can keep it on because it's kind of warm in here, but it's so fuzzy and soft and comfortable. So it's actually it's a hoodie. So it's got the pocket in the front and just a pullover hoodie. But it's very, very comfortable. Tanya, welcome. I'm so glad you are joining us tonight too. So good to see everybody is here. Hope you've all had a fantastic week. Please let me know in the comments what you've been up to, what I can shout out for you, what I can plug for you, anything new and exciting. I'm always happy to shout it out and give you guys some more eyes on what you have going on. So it has been a crazy week for me. If you joined me last week, you realize last Wednesday was my birthday. So I am now 51 years and 1 week old. And so it's been an interesting first week into that realm. Hey, Kyler. So the first thing, I don't know if you saw my pictures on my social media, but I had to share this story because you ever have one of those moments where you're just like, I can't believe that just happened. I cannot believe that just happened. So my amazing husband took me out for a birthday dinner on Thursday. So we weren't able to go out on the actual day, but very much enjoyed it the next day. And so I decided I wanted to wear a dress. And being me, I wore it with my Doc Martens, but it's very cute peach dress. Got it to celebrate my niece when she was born. Super cute. So I was on the phone with my best friend while I was getting dressed, and I actually said the sentence, "Oh my God, I almost zipped my boob in the zipper." Now, that wouldn't be so hard to believe if the zipper was on the front of the dress, but no, it's one of those side ones. So things fell into the pity area. Dude, this was not an issue that long ago. Now all of a sudden I was dying. I'm like, I am boobs in the armpit, standing up. It's one thing when you're laying down, standing up years old. So that was my first thing, but it's a cute dress. And I really enjoyed going out to dinner with Dave. But have you ever had something crazy like that? Like when you realize, okay, we've now entered a new phase of life because I cannot believe this just happened. Because I laughed about it for like a day. I'm like, that's crazy. First of all, the whole like trying to get to that side of the dress to zip it up by yourself was a thing. So, oh my goodness. Erin says, just been getting ready for Cult Classic Convention this Saturday. Enjoy. That sounds awesome. Will you be there representing Bloody Bones or Beware and I Just Had a Train Crash? Put it in the comments. Are you going as a spectator or as a vendor? Guest. I need to learn the proper terminology. But yeah, whatever you're going, whether you're just going to enjoy as a spectator or whether you are promoting, either way, I hope you have a blast. That is awesome. I don't know if you guys saw Johnny's posts. Our friend Johnny Necro, Johnny Logan Harley, will be at in Syracuse at the Collectors Con, March 28th to 29th. So he'll be there with Anne. They'll have the Horror Adorables. They'll be talking about Curse of the Ghost Rider, um, his music, all those things. So definitely, if you are in the Syracuse area, March 28th and 29th, check that out. I'm not sure if we're having the comment issue again. So mad because you guys, like, I have not seen a comment in a couple minutes. And if you're new to the program, this is a YouTube glitch that just goes right up my ass. And I don't understand it. I've done all the things. So here we go. Here's all the comments. Thank you guys. I knew that you were responding and I just wasn't seeing it. Let's see here. Okay, yes. I'll have to remember next year to do 51 years and 51 weeks. I love that. Lots of hellos. Yes, ouch, right? Lunar projects, that's what I'm saying. Like top 10 things I was not expecting to have to keep a lookout for. Lizzie says armpit boob is the worst. Yes. And again, it's one thing when you're laying down because, like gravity, like a standing up gravity. But gravity and to the left was kind of to the left, to the left. I wasn't expecting to pull a Beyonce boob, but that's what happened. Luna says my boob caught in a table when we were taking out the leaf and putting it back in. I've done that. I know what that feels like. That's so bad. I am so sorry. I know I've told you guys this story before, but back in the 90s, I decided to get a nipple ring. Only one. And you ever notice like I have this like cut out on my thumb. You probably can't see it. So like I'm hitting my thumb on everything. Like any like things I would never even do, just smack it because I have an injury there and it seems to be attracted to all the things. So I get this piercing. I closed my boob in the basement door. I have not done that before or since. But because it was freshly pierced for some reason, it just made it. And, it's not like, and in the 90s, it was even less. I've never had hooters. I've always had tweeters, and I'm fine with that. But, like, they were just little peeps back in the 90s, and there wasn't really that much to close in the basement door. But for some reason, you never know, right? Let's see. Aaron says, oh, Reaper is a vendor this year, and it will be the first time Reaper and Mortimer together. I know you guys are going to take a million pictures, and I cannot wait to see them. I can't wait till we all get together. It's going to be amazing. And Reese is here, speaking of amazing. You were amazing. That's so funny, because I said that before I read what you wrote. Hey, my spectacular friend. Always love your show. Thank you. Nice hoodie. Thank you. Thank you. You are amazing. Let's see. Tanya says, I tried to zip up a pair of pants and got the skin down there caught. Oh, that's horrible. I was 5 weeks postpartum with my youngest. I am so sorry. I can imagine. That's just awful. Zippers are evil, man. I understand why, like hundreds of years ago, technology not there aside, but like everybody buttoned everything. Buttons are like a lot safer for all your bits. That's just terrible. Whew. So I'm going to wait for the YouTube comments to load again. Here we go. Those jeans fit 2 weeks before I got out of that situation. They went in the trash. Absolutely. I don't blame you because they were like, here's a circle of trust. Here's your jeans. They were no longer in that circle of trust. That's horrible. It's like Jaws. Awful. So yeah, so what was I talking about before that? This is fun. This is like fun. It's like the perimenopause podcast because my train just will crash and then we'll just start talking about something completely different because it's gone. But I appreciate y'all hanging on for the ride with me, and Tatiana to all of you. All right, Aaliyah made it too. Hello, sweetie. I'm so glad you are here too. That is awesome. Hopefully if you missed what we were talking about, quick catch up. Have you ever gotten a body part stuck in a zipper? I just was thinking of something about Mary when I said that, the Beans and Franks scene. Oh my gosh, you can't hear. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think maybe tap, see if it's muted on your end, because I believe everybody else can hear me. So I hope that that gets figured out. Um, yes. So let's see here. What else? Because I took notes. I took notes. I'm getting smarter with this, folks. Um, yeah. So that was like the first really cool thing to happen this past week, was getting to go out to dinner with my hubby for my birthday. Um, let's see. Okay, yes. See, you guys, like these comments are coming in late again. We're going to fix this. I am determined to fix this issue. Um, yes. So let's see. Owie, 100% owie. Erin says, I've cut the beans above the frank before. I am so sorry. Yeah, oh no, something about Mary. Absolutely. Um, Now at 52, I have a hard time finding jeans, so leggings it is. I am sporting the leggings tonight. I absolutely am. Da, da, da. Got them going on. I was just feeling comfy, and I knew y'all wouldn't mind. So I just decided to get in the comfy clothes tonight. Um, so, oh, good. I'm glad that you can hear us now, Leah. Fantastic. Awesome. So I actually wore a dress twice this past week, which is very not Sid. Um, I like dresses. I just like them for about an hour and then I want to be back in my sweatpants. So the second time, and this is so fun, that I wore a dress this week was Saturday, and I did my hair and I did my makeup and I got all excited to go out because I want to give a little backstory here. Um, Most of you guys know my friend Frankie, who got me started in podcasting, showed me the ropes, taught me everything. Super duper awesome guy. He's my brother. And his girlfriend, Erica, is fantastic. Love her, love her, love her. And she gifted me what she won in a contest, which was so sweet. And it was tickets to go see a screening of the Goonies. And if you look on that chair on the, I guess that's on the right, had to do the left right thing, is Carrie Green, who played Andy in the Goonies. And then in the middle is Corey Feldman. And then on this side is a guy that for some reason reminded me of Tom Bergeron. He didn't really look like him, but he had Tom Bergeron energy. So they showed the movie, then they did a Q&A, and then they did a meet and greet afterwards. So I got to go and check out the screening. And this is at a theater in Philly. It's called the Keswick. And I've been there before. I've seen Chris Cornell there on his acoustic tour. I've seen Rocky Horror Picture Show there with the live cast. It's a really nice theater. And they have like a special area that's kind of like a side room. Then they have the bar, then they have the theater, and there's like the stands and all. It's very old. So I got there early because I wasn't sure what was expected, like what was involved, rather not expected, but what was involved, because she won the tickets. So I'm like, do I get a meet and greet? Like I didn't know. I had no idea. So I got there at 6 something, 6:10, something like that. And the doors opened at 7, but I could go to will call and get my tickets. And then I went and sat at the bar. And the bartender's name was Bird, Byrd. He was a trip and a half. There was something very Lafayette from True Blood about him. He was entertaining as hell. So funny. So like wink, wink, nudge, nudge kind of thing. So after a couple double vodkas, I decided I was going to buy a meet and greet. Because why not? Right? I got the tickets. Got the tickets for free. So I figured I would get the meet and greet since it wasn't that much, it wasn't like getting the tickets and then having to pay for the meet and greet. So afterwards they lined us up. It was like being in kindergarten, where you're all like in the line and there's the line leader and we all followed the person back to and it was in that room next to the bar. Well, they put up this black curtain so you couldn't peek in on anybody else's photos. And they took professional photos, which was kind of cool, but it kind of had like a prom vibe, like I almost asked, like, can we stand? Like, and it was both Corey and Carrie, which was really cool. So when it was my turn, I get there and I brought two books because of course, why not? And I signed them for each of them and I'm like, are presents okay? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So give them each a book. Corey was absolutely like legitimately interested, like flipping through, reading stuff and all that. And so when I went to take the photos, Carrie said, do you want us to hold the book in the photos? I'm like, if you would, that would be fantastic. Because I wasn't going to ask. You don't know what anybody's, thoughts are. So when she offered, I was very grateful and like, yes, please. So we took the pictures and all that. And then when I was leaving, I'm like, how do I get the photos? Now, when I bought the tickets, I gave my email address. I have not gotten any correspondence about buying the ticket, getting the photos. Here's a link to the photos. Now, I know it'll take a few days, or a couple of weeks even to edit, get them together. Understand that. But I would think it would be, hey, thanks for buying this experience, and you can expect that. Nothing. So Sunday night, I emailed the theater and just say, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a typo with my email address. I bought the ticket, sent photos of the VIP ticket, like everything, haven't heard back from them at all. So then I contact the ticket company, same thing. Hi, yes, I bought this experience on Saturday night. I haven't received any communication from you. I just wanted to confirm that my email address is correct in your records, and they had me fill out the confirmation number on the ticket and the last four digits of my credit card I use, so they know I'm not lying, So I get an email back from customer service today. The email that they sent me was the email that I sent them. And then it just says, hi, we'd love to know what you think about us. And it's like, how you would rate this experience. And it was like, great. Your customer support is wonderful and bad. I'm like, before I click this bad, I'm like, did you mean to send me something and you forgot? I'm like, is there someone here that can answer my question? I just couldn't believe they just emailed back what I sent them with like no other information except radar service. But I'm like, if I don't get these pictures now, I'm going to be so upset because it was so cool and it was so fun. And I'm just like so excited to see them. But we'll see. If not, it was a fun experience. But, why is it always got to be like an extra ridiculous step here? Oh, no, we've got more comments. Guys, I'm sorry I didn't see it. Yay, so Severian is here. Yay. So glad you are here. Glad you turned your volume up, Aaliyah. Fantastic. I put my comment in late. Is that what you guys are talking about, the tip? I saw some comments about the tip. You guys. Lizzie says, I've gotten belly pooch caught in a zipper. Oh, God, my fault because I knew damn well the jeans were too small. I've done that too, and then you get that bruise. Oh, that sucks. I have done that before. Let's see. Now I know what the tip is about. Yes, Sisavarian had to go to the ER again last week, but this time was it a jigsaw that your finger lost the battle with? Yeah, but it's glued back together. It's all good. Oh, X-Acto knife. Why did I think it was a jigsaw? X-Acto knife accident. I was cutting a Superman logo template and poster board and sliced right into my finger rapidly with surgical precision, according to the ER doc. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, and then the day before was for ocular seizures, which is what we talked about last week. Because I remember asking if it was okay if I shared that. Um, Luna says, "I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about the tip." Better than a photo booth is true, and I was very surprised. But I was like almost kind of hoping that they would do the thing where they get your phone and take the picture because then you get the picture. But we had to put all of our stuff off to the side so nobody could do any kind of secret Scooby photos or anything. I'm sure it's all, like for legal reasons. They want to make sure. I could see them wanting to approve the photos before they get sent out to people, which I get. Um, let's see. Lizzie says when we paid for the special pics with Tim Curry, they had a printer there and a computer to upload them, so you immediately got your physical photo and the digital link. Weird they didn't do that. You know what? That's a really good point. Um, at the Comic-Con where I met Johnny and Annie a few years ago, they had I have her picture. It's in one of the piles of things that needs to get hung up. But Claudia Wells was there from Back to the Future, and she was doing photos, and they were printing them out right there. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's a very good point. I wonder why they didn't do that. Probably just because it would be overhead, and this is like no overhead for them because it's all digital. I don't know. Yeah, Jigsaw would be worse for sure. I think when Sosa Varian got back from the ER, he said he was going to stay away from the Jigsaw. Like that would have been the next step, and I misunderstood that that's what gave him the made him play Moyle. So, oh my goodness. But anyway, that was fun, and I was really, really grateful that Erica thought of me for the tickets. And the other funny thing was, so I got there, and it was where I was sitting. There was like a couple, and then there was what would have been if I went with someone's seat and me. And then next to me was another couple. And we started talking, and they said that they won the tickets from MMR, which is the local radio station. I'm like, oh, yeah, mine are from that too. And the guy's like, yeah, I called in and answered the question, and they told me I won the tickets. I didn't even know what the prize was. And when I heard that, I thought she'll like it. So I decided to come and bring her. I'm like, oh, that's cool. 10 minutes into the movie, they get up. I thought they had to go to the bathroom. They never came back. I'm like, you made it sound like she loves the Goonies. Like, why would. So I don't know what happened there, but I thought it was pretty funny. So then I'm sitting there with two empty seats on one side and one on the other. People probably thought I smelled. Like, there was nobody, nobody around me, which, was fine because the seats, like I said, it's an old theater. So it's kind of like you're sitting in airplane seats. They're real skinny. So it was nice to have, like, I will put my stuff here, like out of the way. Um, but oh, yay! I'm so glad you're here, beautiful. Thank you for joining us. And yes, this sweatshirt is so soft. I'm loving it. Um, Not Jigsaw the character, silly, but I'm gonna look it up because I'm sure it was a text. I'm not going to look it up right now, but after the show, I'm going to look it up and I'm going to screenshot it and I'm going to send it to you because you said something about a Jigsaw because I immediately thought of the movie character when you said it. So that's why I know you said it. But yeah, so that was pretty fun. And it was really cool to see it on the big screen because even though it was a smaller big screen because of how they had the seats set up for the meet and greet or the Q&A. And it was funny too because they had a big bowl, like a big fish bowl, and there were cards where you could write your questions for the Q&A. So then when Tom Bergeron, clone guy, Tom Bergeron Energy, because like I said, he didn't look like him, but that's who he reminded me of, starts the Q&A and he's like, they've read all of your questions and picked out some to answer. They answer the same questions every single night. It's just scripted, kind of thing, especially because they asked them both what was their most memorable day on set. And Corey Feldman says, when Michael Jackson came. So and then there's pictures of Michael Jackson and all the kids. It was a setup question because they had photos to go with it. Um, and the ones that I asked, I told you I was hanging with Bird the bartender before I went in. I asked, I said, Corey, did anyone in the cast ever see your one-eyed Willie? I forget I asked if anybody else in the cast stuck their tongue through the painting. And like they didn't answer questions like that, but that's fine. But don't act like you're, like going to get your questions answered but I guess if they see them, that's cool. Yeah. Do you want to play a game? Do you know I've never seen any of those movies? I'm hiding in shame. We own them all, but I've never watched any of them. So let's see. Yeah, of course he did. 100%. 100%. Um, and that's the thing. Like, he was everything on the stage you would expect him to be. But when I met him in person, he was just very down to earth and sweet. So I'm giving him 2 thumbs up for the in person meet and greet was cool. Um, but yeah, so that was fun. I'm trying to see what the best order for my notes is here. Um, let's say, oh, I know what I was going to say. Because of the Goonies, Keith, why you always pop in like black man here? You're so silly. I'm glad you're here, but you're silly, silly, silly. I'm going to sick Grandpa Joe on you. Then you'll be in trouble. Yes, thank you. At least you had a good experience at the end of the day. That's all that matters. Absolutely. Tosses popcorn at screen. So, what I was going to ask is, what are some of your favorite kids' movies from growing up? And I mean, ones like in that vein of Goonies, like stuff like that. Because there were so many movies in the 80s like that I remember when my kids were young, I'm like, oh, this is great. I saw it when I was little, blah, blah, blah. And then I watch it, I'm like, I don't remember that part. I don't remember that part. Because the thing with Goonies was the last time I saw it in the theater, this is what I started to say, and then I saw shiny things over there. And my Girl Scout troop won the like private screening. It was like us and other Girl Scout troops got to go and watch it in the theater, and that's the only reason why I did. Because when I was little, we rarely went to the movie theater. It was a huge treat to go to the theater. So it was really fun. I can still picture it being in there with a bunch of screaming, giggling girls with the whole statue. God, put it on that way, you'd piss in your face. Like all that stuff. So funny. So funny. So it was kind of like really nostalgic to see it again in a theater. Aaron says Monster Squad. Is that with no. I don't know if I know Monster Squad. This is fair. I will keep my venom for Corey. If you are happy, I'm happy. I absolutely respect that. Star Wars, Pretty in Pink, The Breakfast Club, Back to the Future, very cool. Those are all like Back to the Future absolutely has that vibe. And Grandpa Joe will not smother my cheeks with Wonka bars. Willy Wonka, though, was one of those movies. I remember watching that as a kid for sure. Um, yes, Labyrinth, one of my favorites. Flight of the Navigator, another fantastic one. Never Ending Story, yep. Ghostbusters, Gremlins, Ewok movie, all very, very good choices. Um, did I thought I had uploaded. Did I share the Jareth picture with you guys that my daughter sent me that I said I can tell that's my kid? I can't remember. So my daughter went to, yeah, we talked about this last week with the Jareth picture, and it was just the crotch. And I'm like, Yeah, my kid knows me. That's why I watched Labyrinth. Um, but yeah, that's a fantastic movie. Dark Crystal is another one that was amazing. I love that when it came out. The Sandlot, that's another classic one, Keith. Good choice. I've still never seen that movie. It's another one I own and I've never seen it. Was it 90s? It's the same kind of vibe though. Yeah, Stand By Me and Lost Boys. See, Lost Boys wouldn't put in like the kid category the same as Goonies, but 100% yes, absolutely. And that's another thing that Corey said during the Q&A that I thought was really interesting but kind of sad because there's a lot of, like chit chat about maybe doing a Goonies sequel. And he said, of the movies that he's made, the ones he's most recognized for would be The Goonies, Lost Boys, Stand By Me, Dream a Little Dream, like all of those movies. And the only one that they could recreate now where the kids from the movie are all still around is Goonies because Corey Haim passed. Um, River Phoenix passed. So you couldn't have all the original kids. And I'm like, man, because Anne Ramsey passed from Goonies. But I believe, like, Joey Pants is still alive, and I believe the other Fratelli brother actor is as well. But it was funny because Carrie Green was talking about, and I want to go back and watch this too, that the scene where she has to walk the plank, apparently the water scenes everywhere was like 3 or 4 feet of water except under the plank. But it was only deep on one side, and they didn't tell her that she was supposed to go off a particular side. She went off the wrong side. And she's like, I don't know what angels were looking over me. I didn't hit the barrier. Like she managed to land in the deep part. But she's like, if you go back and watch, I go off the one side of the plank and everybody else goes off the other. So those are like the little things in production that I find so interesting. Okay, the fact that you're saying Hook and Keith said Hook and Jen's agreeing with Hook, the fact that I'm laughing so hard is I remember watching it at your house, sweetie, and your little sister, there was like one cuss word in it. I think it was ass. And she played that over and over again, laughing her ass off. And like, that's what I think of when I think of Hook. I probably haven't seen it since back then. Um, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Absolutely fantastic answer for this. And then they took it too far with Honey, I Blew Up the Kids and Honey, I Shot the Kids into Space or what I don't remember, but they had too many of them. But the first one was so cool. And then when you went to Disney, they had the one thing where you could be on the back of the bee and see yourself on the screen, and they did it so you looked like you were flying, like you were in the movie. That was so cool. Flubber, another good choice. Very good. I love that. E.T. Of course, E.T. and the Karate Kid and Footloose. Funny Footloose story. I had never seen it. I'm sure it was on the not allowed to watch list. Um, and when I went to college, this one like group of kids would just call me Ariel, and I didn't get it because I had never seen the movie. And then like once I did, I'm like, oh, that's the preacher's daughter. Okay, I get it now. But I didn't know why they were calling me Ariel because I'm like, to me, Ariel was the Little Mermaid. I didn't wasn't connecting. Blazing Saddles is not a children's movie, Keith. It's a great movie, but it's not a kids movie. Although I did watch it when I was a kid and I got in trouble for repeating some of the lines that my 6-year-old self should not have been saying. Um, oh, you remember watching in Mount Misery. Okay. Hey, Alec, thanks for joining us. He said, of course it was. Once Bitten. Okay, another one I've definitely heard of but not seen. Popeye. I loved Popeye. Popeye got slammed by the critics when that came out, but I remember watching it and enjoying it. But it's definitely Batteries Not Included. That was a fantastic movie too. I'm gonna have to go back and see him. See, guys, I'm getting all of these new comments, new to me comments that you wrote a bit ago. So I'm going back through. My favorite childhood movies are Rocky Horror Picture Show and Jesus Christ Superstar. Most of those 80s movies I didn't see till Aaron shared them with me. Okay, that's funny because I was literally singing Herod's song to So Severian last week, I believe it was, because I love that character in that movie when he just starts with, "You are the Christ, you're the great Jesus Christ." That's such a great song. Purple Rain is a fantastic movie. Um, okay, I think all of your comments have populated. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're glad to be here. That is awesome. So you are in a younger demographic, Alec. What movies do you remember from being a kid? Because like the ones that I remember, you weren't even a twinkle. So, so like what movies did you grow up? How to Train Your Dragon, Toothless. I only saw the original one recently when I saw the new one in the theater, but so good. Uh, Keith says Harry Potter, except the new series that they released. The trailer dropped today, and Severus Snape is played by a black guy. I'm like, make it make sense. Well, R.I.P. Alan Rickman. I love him. I was definitely a Rick maniac back in the day, and I miss him. So let's Tatiana to Alan Rickman. The Severus Snape. But yeah, How to Train Your Dragon was really good. I like that. And it's funny because like when my kids were little, we watched the SpongeBob movie, like the first one, a gazillion times, and I will still watch that now. I love that movie. Um, the Cars movie, I could say in my sleep, loved watching that with my kids. Um, oh, Mulan. Mulan's one I saw recently as well, and I just watched it with my youngest when she was on spring break last week. Again, I love that movie, and I love Princess and the Frog. I absolutely love Raymond, the lightning bug. He's so cute. This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So good. High School Musical. My kids were obsessed. I was not. That's all I need to say. But they loved it. Um, I'm not very thrilled they redid Harry Potter. Same. Doesn't need to be redone, and she doesn't need to make any more money off of it. So, yes, prove to me that you're no fool. Walk across my swimming pool. That's all you need to. And I got to stop before they get me for copyright. Um, yes, Pump Up the Volume, not a kids' movie, but classic. I adore that movie as well. Um, Watched that a million trillion times. And it's so funny what that's become because this podcast I'm doing now is pretty much a newer version of Happy Harry Hardon's show back in the day, with his radio was the technology back then, but I'm able to talk into this microphone and say what I want to say and all that and in very similar ways that movie projects. I need to watch that again. You need to come over so we can watch that again, Jen. Um, let's see here. Do. Didn't he just turn 21? Who's that, Alec? I think so, yeah. That's why I'm saying for the younger demographic. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean and Lord of the Rings are other faves. Awesome. Okay, you read all the Harry Potter books and seen the original movies. I've seen all the original movies. I have not yet read the books. We have multiple copies in the house, so that's not the problem. It's just making the time because um, you guys know I'm more of a audiobook person these days because like sitting down and reading doesn't happen very often. I'm a little more than halfway through Vagabond, Tim Curry's book. That one I'm reading the physical copy of, and I'm still hanging in the middle of Undead Pool from Kim Harrison on Kindle. because the copy I have is actually PDF. It's not like a Kindle file, so you can't change the font. You can't leave a bookmark. Like it's my own fault. But I'm going to finish that. I have Vagabond. I have a gorgeous, I wish I brought it back here. It's a Rocky Horror Picture Show photo book that my oldest got me for my birthday, and it is beautiful photography. The photographer is Mick Rock. Maybe saying that wrong, but I'm like just starting that, and it's gorgeous art. So I can't wait to get through that too. Um, okay, Jen says she can never get into the Harry Potter books. That's interesting because I know so many people who did. My oldest read them all. I believe my youngest read most of them. Um, but I love the movies. I never read the books. Okay, you're a Star Trek fan. See, that's I I think I've watched enough to get the references, but I've never been a huge Trekkie. The one thing that I like is the one Star Trek movie that I know the most about is apparently the one that most people hate. And the only reason why I love it is because Scotty says, Admiral, there'll be whales here. And like anything with animals, I'm all about. So my date with the president's daughter. That's tickling a memory back here, but I don't remember that one. Um, I hate reading books. Yet again, I read scripts. That's cool. And you've never seen the Harry Potter movies. I enjoyed them, Alec, but to each, everybody enjoys their own things. So that's why I like how we all talk about different things. Exactly. I'm Star Wars, not Star Trek. Same. Same. I grew up with Star Wars. I remember going over to watch it on my friend's TV because they had cable back when cable was new in like the late 70s and they were showing it. And it was just so cool to see like a movie without commercials on the TV. Um, yeah, Keith is also Team Star Wars. Absolutely. Khan! See, I know the references. I just don't, I never really got into the whole Star Trek thing. Um, but yeah, that's funny. Like when you think about stuff like that. Another movie I remember was Splash with I think it's Daryl Hannah, right? And Tom Hanks. And John Candy's in that one too. I think all the John Candy movies were amazing. Summer Rental, Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, Who's Larry Crumb. Like there was a whole bunch of his movies, and of course he was in the European Vacation, not European Vacation, um, just National Lampoon's Vacation, right? Was that the first one? Because there's Christmas and there's European and there's YouTube not giving me comments. Come on, comments. Okay, here we go. I just saw um, Superman played by Christopher Reeves. Absolutely. I'm seeing if these comments are populating. No, these are all Facebook. Robot Chicken's a show though. That's not a movie. Um, the Little Boat. It sounds like something dirty. Yes, the toy. We used to watch the toy all the time. And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was fantastic too. Okay, here we go. Now I'm getting some more of these. Let's see here. I saw one from Lizzie. I saw one from Lizzie. Now I can't see it. Luna's a huge, huge, huge Tolkien fan. Nice. Um, excellent series. Read them multiple times, both Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings I never read either, but it's on my list. Erin, yes, Willow. Willow is so good. I was so happy when I got to show Willow to my kids. And I just love Val Kilmer as Mad Mardigan. So funny. There's just that movie is great. When they all turn into pigs is so good, So good. Wizard of Oz is classic. And the audiobook that I finished today is Liza Minnelli's audiobook and her talking about growing up in the shadow of her mom and stuff like that. It was very interesting. Yes, she ate the lobster, exactly. And then when they asked her what her name was, and she's like, "Well, I'll try to say it here," and she like breaks every TV screen in the whole thing because she said it like in her mermaid voice. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, Splash. That's so funny that you said that, and then I said that. Caddyshack, classic for sure. Um, yeah, he was the amusement park. Sorry, Moose out front should have told you. Park's closed. Yes, Aaron said it too. I love it. Inspector Gadget, awesome. Sisavarian says, I saw Superman the movie at a local independent theater when it came out. That's cool. The toy was an HBO fave. You know what? I think you're right because I feel like I watched that at my mom and pop ups and they had HBO and the Never Ending Story was on all the time. And I feel like the toy was another one that was on all the time. Oh, splash quote. Sorry, that's why like I'm so irritated that these aren't coming in timely. So thank you. Um yes, Alec, I get that all the time. What's your favorite scary movie? I actually talk about that. Thank you for saying that because I talk about that in my book. Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And you can get your copy at learnedingogo.com, available in paperback and ebook. So thank you for that segue, Alec. I appreciate it. Um, let's see. What's the matter, Sydney? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's funny because I forgot to introduce myself as everyone's favorite pasty lady. I actually have like another light going on over here. Just trying to play around with stuff. And I've got this new makeup and I'm only gonna tell you guys because like I know a lot of you do special effects and makeup and stuff like that. This is I keep talking about my newsfeed purchases when they show up in my newsfeed so often that I'm like, fine, I'll buy it. I'm like their favorite kind of customer because they just bully me into buying things. So I used this foundation for years and years and years and years. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And then one day they decided we're not going to make it that way anymore. We're going to make it this way instead. And the color shade you need, we're not going to make anymore. So I've bought, I think, probably like four different tubes of the new formula of it. It smells horrible. It's like real perfumey, which I don't want on my face and it doesn't match. And it's so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try something new. So I got this stuff, right? You you order it in either like light or medium, and it comes out of the bottle white, and then you put it on your face, and it's like, oh, and it changes to the color of your skin, and it's pretty damn cool. And it's not heavy, and it's not greasy, and so far so good. The only complaint that I have is that when I bought it, it was buy one get one, and you couldn't get like a light and a medium, so I had to get two lights. So if anybody out there wants to buy it, it's called Lux, Luxe. I'm not. They don't even know I exist. It's not like I'm getting paid for this, but if you get two mediums, I'll trade you a light for a medium. It's still unopened. But I thought it was really cool that like it actually changes to your skin color when you put it on. So that's pretty cool. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. Yes, please get my book. I would really appreciate it. It's took me 4 years to write it, and I'm very proud of it. And I think it's got some good advice in it and some really funny stories. So I would love that. Please do that. Here's the comments. I knew they were going to come in. Yes, 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 Willow, for sure. Kyler's lurking because he's tired. That's okay. That is okay. I'm just so glad you're here. Um, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street as far as horror. And you know what else is a great one is Night of the Creeps. That is one of my favorite 80s horror movies, and it's Aaron and Lizzie will know his name. Tom just fell out of my head. He plays the cop in that. He was in Halloween 3. I love the actor, but I'm having a brain fart. But he's the cop in Night of the Creeps, and he answers the phone and he says, "Thrill me." Like that's how he answers the phone. And the best line in that movie is when the busload of boys comes to pick up the girls for the dance, and he walks in and he's like, "I got good news and bad news for you, ladies. The good news is your dates are here. The bad news is they're dead." I love it. I love it. Oh, Aaron has a deep 80s one for everyone. Solar babies. What's solar babies? Kenzie! I'm so glad you're here. Hola. What is solar babies? Okay. Rollerbladers find an alien they can play catch with. All right. So that sounds very wholesome, and I have a feeling it's not. But we'll have to check that out. So at least you don't look like a locked character in bad lighting. Well, thank you. I would hope not. I've got like I keep trying different things. That's my whole vibe. My whole life is I jump off the cliff and I learn how to fly on my way down. I don't know what I'm doing half the time, but I believe that I will figure this shit out. So that's why we have the one that's down here is like this size. We can kind of clip them all over and do all kinds of stuff. And you know what? If it doesn't work, you'll learn. I actually say that in my book, that there is no such thing as failure. The word fail means first attempt in learning. That's what fail means. So you either succeed or you learn. So just give it a go. Let's see. Oh, Rare Beauty. Okay, I will check that out. I'm not familiar. I don't know a whole lot about makeup and stuff. Again, make it up as I go along. I went to Barbizon modeling school like in 1989, and I still do my makeup like that. That's like I'm so not educated in that area. I love it though. Like if I can get somebody to do my makeup, I'm super excited about that. But I'm still very much in the learning spot. The Wraith, that is a classic too. Yeah, Lizzie, I'll see if I got you know how sometimes they're like, share with your friends and give them this code for whatever. I'll see if they sent me one of them. And if they did, I will send you the code. Um, let's see, did anyone ever see the low budget movie Super Fuzz? That sounds familiar, actually. A hilarious Italian comedy starring Ernest Borgnine. Okay. Thank you, Tom Atkins. I knew you would know. Yes, that movie's fantastic. Police Academy and Airplane. Police Academy, I absolutely adore, and that's another series I was so excited to show my kids and forgot giant parts of. Um, let's see, the alien could take an energy form, and they kind of played it like lacrosse, like it would turn into the ball, and they would throw this energy ball around. That sounds hilarious. I love that. I remember watching Tron growing up and watching Starman. All I remember about Starman was they were like red means stop, green means go, and yellow means was it like burn? It wasn't burn rubber. That's the Lost Boys one, but it was like basically like floor it. I remember that. That's pretty funny. So yeah, this has been great. I love all these movies. These are fantastic. So I have a guessing game real quick before we wrap this up because this happened today and I'm still sitting here like and so Severian is not allowed to play because he knows the answer. Um, so my husband hurt his back and he needs a referral to go to the specialist, but he doesn't have a primary care doctor right now. So I said, no problem, I'll call mine. I looked it up. It's like accepting new patients. Cool. So I call and I say, you know, it just needs a referral, but he'd be a new patient, like how can we do this and all of the okay, we can get him a new patient appointment, but we're everybody's pretty booked. I said, okay, well, I'm not being picky. Like first available appointment is fine. So in the comments, why don't you guess what the date is of the next available appointment? And I booked it because, they're not going to get any earlier. So I just want to see what you guys think. I was told on the phone today as a date for the next available appointment because my flabbers are gasted. So figure we'll end with a nice little guessing game tonight. And like I said, so Severian, no cheating because you know the answer. Because I had to tell you because I could not believe it. Who's that? Oh, I got a text. Okay, I have a feeling that YouTube is eating all of the comments. Okay. Um, let's see here. Okay, I got a ton of comments here. So Luna has sensitive skin, so I don't wear any. Yep. And this is very light, and I also have sensitive skin, and it's so far so good. So if you were ever interested. Let's see. Superfuzz was a cop comedy where the cop got superpowers. His kryptonite, though, was the color red. That's hysterical. Yellow means very fast. Go very fast. That's it. If I could come hang out, I absolutely would. I need to win the lottery so I can afford plane tickets. Yes, we have Beverly Hills Cop, Spaceballs. Okay, here's the guesses. Okay, so Luna says December. Lizzie says 3 months, December 15th. Erin says November. Tanya says October. Lizzie says June 25th. Kenzie says, oh no, October something. And Aaliyah says, Tatiana, I love you. Okay, so Tatiana, real quick. The appointment that I got for my husband is September 3rd, 2029. How is that even helpful? How are you even going to know that doctor's office is going to be there in 3.5 effing years? Are you kidding me? I made the dude repeat it like 3 times because I thought he was kidding. 2029. So, needless to say, we will be looking for another doctor. What the actual fuck is that? I like I said, my flappers are gasted, so that's why I had to share it with you guys because I could not believe it. I was like, September 3rd is a long way away, and then when he said 2020, I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And then like he's like, yeah, we're booked 2027, 2028, so it'd be 2029. How is this possible? How is this possible? So, yep. So anyway, hopefully you can get the referral or we'll just pay out of pocket or go to one of those Cairo places, And it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron, that your back's trash too. It's horrible. It's horrible. Exactly. Why would you even say you're accepting new patients? I mean, they are just not, like if you had some sort of actual issue, you could be dead by 2029, honestly. That's crazy. Yeah, Luna, he's got the appointment for the chiropractor, but our insurance requires a referral because obviously you're just going to get bored and say, you know what, I want to go to the chiropractor. I don't understand referrals. They make no sense to me at all. Stupid. So we I think you can go to urgent care and see a doctor and maybe get one. I hope. But if not, we'll work it out. But it's so crazy. This is why I have Keith, LOL. Yeah, they are. Just not this year, maybe the next or the year after that, right? Crazy. American healthcare is a joke and it's not funny at all. It's terrible. Yes, Tanya, that is what we did. We did ask to get put on the cancellation list, and said, any of the doctors. It doesn't matter who. Doesn't matter. Because the doctor I see there, I absolutely love. So that's why I was like, oh yeah, we'll get you in with her, having no idea. Yep, need one for a chiropractor. Need one for any kind of specialists with our insurance. So that's the American way. So silly. But this is why I understand why people go to the ER and give a fake name, and like, because what you try to do things the right way, and this is what you get. But yeah, I just had to share because that was crazy. And Aaron says, Reaper's prop head I have been making, he will get it. Oh, cool. Very, very cool. Um, yes, so Severian says, Lizzie, June 25th was my original guess or close to it. Absolutely. Yeah, but I knew I told you. That's why I'm like, you can't play because you know the answer. But that's so crazy. But you know what? I'm just grateful that we're in reasonably good health, so we don't have to worry about it that often, and that's a blessing, and that's something to be grateful for. So I'm going to focus on that. But sorry, I'm talking about health, and then I just saw Aaron's comment that says he can pull its face off, and I read that as he can pull his face off, and I'm like, that might require a referral. Oh my goodness. And yes, June would be a long time, but at least somewhat reasonable. It would be for a specialist. This is primary care. Like, why are you overbooking that much? And they have more than one office too. And like, because I'm like, can you just meet somebody telehealth to get the referral and then make an appointment in person after that? And they're like, no, because he's a new patient. Sigh. So that's that. But I hope that you all are feeling good and doing great. And I love that you have awesome stuff coming up this weekend. So many of you that you're going to have a blast and a half at. Um, and let me see what's experience. I'm in shitty health, but I'm grateful I still have enough strength to be enough of an asshole that I can still get in people's faces and demand care. Um, yeah, that's what I was just saying, Lizzie. That's what I asked. But I don't know if there's another, like, I can contact the insurance company tomorrow because I don't want to find someone and then find out they don't take our insurance and then I'll be like triple pissed. So, yeah. And then if not, urgent care or ER can probably do it. And then if not, then you just pay out of pocket. But I have no idea what that would be. And I can only imagine what that would be. So buy a copy of my book. Everything I need to know I learned in Go-Go, how a preacher's daughter pole danced her way to finding her true self, and help us pay the chiropractor. But anyway, it is about that time, my loves, and this has been so much fun. I appreciate all of you hopping on here with me. This has been amazing and so fun, and I can't believe an hour's gone by already. It flew. So please enjoy the rest of your week. I can't wait to see you here again next Wednesday. Click on my, let me put up my link tree real quick. It's just Linktree Sydnee A, and that will take you to my website and get a copy of my book. It'll take you to my social media where you can follow me. It will take you to my daily positive affirmations. Please share them. I make them short, so they're really easy to share, and hopefully they help everyone start their day on a happy note and put some positive energy out there. There's so much negativity in the world right now. I just try to be a little spot of sunshine in your day. And I appreciate all of you that follow that stuff and share it. You rock. I love you, love you, love you. Enjoy your week. And if you are dealing with something tough, remember to just take that head on, because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems, but the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love you.